My name is Sheng-Chuan Wu. I have a PhD in scientific computing. And currently, I'm a vice president at Franz Inc., the granddaddy of artificial intelligence company. And today, I'm going to talk about how to apply artificial intelligence to solve some of the business problems, like how to make use of the data and knowledge you have to make your operation much more efficient. And also, I'm going to show you how to use artificial intelligence to solve some of the difficult problems in cybersecurity, like fake news, how to track down, how to counter fake news. And that's the topics that I hope that it will be useful for everybody who attend this conference. How do you represent human knowledge and then to apply it to automate things? Most people know about machine learning. Machine learning basically is just algorithm. For example, facial recognition. How do I recognize you? I don't know you. Computer don't know you, but I compare you with your picture and say, yeah, Amma look like this person, look like Amma. So I will say, I will do these kind of things. And so the machine learning right now, there's many different algorithms for machine learning. And currently, the most popular one is deep learning, which is based on artificial neural network.
Yes.
And the deep learning that do a lot of amazing things. Voice recognition. That's why these days when you call, they reckon you can talk to a computer and computer know what you are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Siri understand what you are talking about it. And those are all based on the principle of artificial neural network. Basically, just recognize the pattern. Image classification already made. Even just simply image classification is very useful in many things. Today, we can take a picture of the check and deposit to the bank automatically because it goes through process, recognize which bank that this check belong to, so on and so forth. All this information will capture automatically. So in any case, so machine learning is very, very big. And for the knowledge automation part, the first thing, most important thing is how do you represent knowledge? And that's what we spent last 15 years develop. One of our key product called a Lego graph. It's specifically used to capture and represent human knowledge. And the most important part is that those knowledge got captured. It's computable. Computer can understand. That's the most important part. Because I can put a lot of knowledge on a Microsoft Word document. Computer can make head or tail out of that. It's for human to read. But if you put it in the knowledge graph, then computer can understand. And computer can make decision for you. So we do quite a few projects in this area. One project that we did with Kyocera in Japan, basically that they have this very, very advanced, very complex baking oven for industrial ceramics. Industrial ceramic is all the semiconductor IC chip is encased in the ceramic. They monopolize the market. So all the IC chip that you use, all the microprocessor you use, it's encased in the ceramics. And Kyocera have about 70% or maybe more, 80% market share, huge. And those ceramic, the baking process is very complex. And so the machine have a lot of sensor to detect temperature, humidity, gas flow, pressure, all these things. And there's many stage, 20 stage, 30 stage. And so one of the machine could have 90 sensor. And the problem is that without machine learning, all they can do is just plot this sensor information on the screen. And when they see something is wrong, it's too late. Right? It's already happened, right? So the monitor just show you, there's a problem. And because this industrial ceramic is very, very sensitive.
Yes.
And so as soon as something like that, the whole batch is problem. So they will say, we got so much data. Can we do something about it? And we work with Kyocera. We develop an algorithm. We apply an algorithm. I think developed by NASA, and we actually solve their problem. Basically, when something is going wrong, we will tell them right away. Say, even though on the screen you look okay, but problem is coming. You need to do something about it. So that's the first step, identify the problem. Then after you identify a problem, you have to say how to fix it. You identify a problem. This sensor and that sensor, two sensors, have a problem. The data says potentially could have a problem. So what do you do? And that's where engineering knowledge coming in. And it used to be that, a senior engineer said, oh yeah, I know the problem. This is what you need to do. And but senior engineer had all the knowledge in the brain. And junior engineer just look at the manual and just do simple things. And so they recognize one thing is that when a senior engineer got dispatched to, say, a factory in Vietnam, the problem is much less. But when a senior engineer left, the problem show up much more often. And so they say, how do you represent this knowledge of the senior engineer and automate the process? So when something goes wrong, the computer will tell the junior engineer, this is what you need to do. And so that's the project. So it involves both sides, both the machine learning, but also the knowledge automation. And so, So we have been involved in this kind of project. This is just one example. We work with a hospital in New York City that be able to predict use their patient data to build a model using machine learning to build a model and be able to predict when the patient is going to develop respiratory failure. And so the doctor can do something about it before it happens. Things like that. So, right now, artificial intelligence is actually doing a lot of work besides just facial recognition, actually doing a lot of work. And we also involved as called cybersecurity. One of the cybersecurity problem that a lot of agency face is this fake news. In the social media, the fake news and inside people, how do you stop that? And tremendous amount of volume of data, and you need to identify the conversation, the discourse that actually try to do something bad to you, to the government, to the people, things like that. And then you can be able to identify it and be able to take action quickly. And the volume is tremendous, so much information going through in the internet, and how do you capture those information? And majority it's harmless. Majority just, I talk to you about hiking, and you and your wife talk to somebody about cooking. Those, a lot of conversation discourse is not harmful, but some of them will create a lot of trouble. And then so that the agency need to be able to respond. And we are working with one of the agency that solve this problem, and the volume is tremendous. We're talking about, you need to process hundreds, thousands of posts. You just say Twitter posts every minute or every second. It's tremendous. And so you need to be able to process these kind of things with the architecture that allow you to scale up, scalable, and be able to do that. And so that we are talking about, because we are a commercial company, we are not doing developing algorithm. We try to put this technology to production, but actually doing real work. And that's what our company is. That's what I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about how to use this technology to solve some of the information management problem, machine learning problem, and how to scale up, handling the, I just mentioned, fake news.
Okay, no, that's very interesting, Sheng, and I think fake news is something which actually is affecting everyone, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
not just the government sector, private sector as well, society.
Right. Yes, yes, yes.
And who would you recommend would benefit from your talk? Who should be attending in terms of their backgrounds, responsibilities, industry?
All industry that want to make use of the data they have, and you can, those people, the how I got a lot of data, I got a lot of knowledge. How do I make use of those things? Because I'm not talking about specific top industries, across all industry. And another sector will be the government or whoever, or marketing company who want to track the information. We want to create a countermeasure. If somebody says something bad about my product, I want to be able to respond very quickly. For example, now, of course, product probably we're not going to get such a huge number of data, but for anything related to a social issue, related to a government issue, I think government agency will benefit a lot from our technology because they are dealing with big issue, and therefore that they will be very difficult to track manually. You cannot assign a lot of people to check all the tweet and try to counter that. That will be almost impossible. So yeah, it's a general topic. Anybody interested in using artificial intelligence to make use of the data and knowledge you have, or anybody want to use artificial intelligence to detect cyber attack. Cyber attack, basically what I'm talking about, the area specifically going to talk about is how to handle all these problems on social media.
No, it's definitely something I think which businesses and government cannot live without, isn't it? I mean, I think using this technology, it's something which is becoming the norm.
Right.
Do you know much about the Gulf region, the GCC region, and how it's being handled over here?
No, I never been to that part of the world.
Okay.
And I have a business partner in India, and they do some business with Oman, and they do some business before. So I believe with the Saudi Arabia, and so that's how they introduced me to this conference.
Yes.
And COMEX, and I'm more than happy to explore how we can bring our experience and tool in artificial intelligence to this part of the world and to help people solve their problem, business solve their problem, government solve their problem.